Ladies and gentlemen, it's 9 o'clock. We're about to start our meeting. Could I have everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning, folks. The first order of business is to approve the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to amend today's agenda.
Okay. All in favor of the amended agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? The agenda has been accepted as amended. Approval of the minutes. Motion to approve the minutes from the September 28th, 2024 regular meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, I call in question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. I motion to approve the minutes from the October 9th, 2024 special meeting. All in favor, say aye. Well, let's start with, is there a second?
Second.
All approve, say aye. Yes, Stephen? Yes, sir.
Amend the agenda, right? And once you decided to amend the agenda, that's fine. Then you have to announce what you're changing on the agenda. Right?
We're going to go into closed session right after this meeting.
Then vote on the agenda.
Can I have a vote on the agenda as amended to go into closed session? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion has been passed for the amended agenda. Now we're going to go to the approval of the minutes from the October 9th, 2024 special meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Announcement of email votes. John Latham.
On October 10th, the board unanimously voted to allow a contractor to resolve safety issues with trees at 145 Sandy Hook Road, 26 Moby Dick Drive, per section 14 of the Declaration of Restrictions.
Thank you, John. Now, this is one of the great things we get to do here in Ocean Pines is to recognize some of our incredible volunteers and some of our incredible organizations that are here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Women's Club is celebrating their 50th anniversary, and they could come forward. I'm going to read a proclamation. Thank you. Get the K row up here too. All the ladies. This is an incredible accomplishment. 50 years as a club in our town here or in our community. This is amazing. You ladies really. Let me read the commendation because it kind of outlines some of your successes and some of your things over the years. Whereas the Women's Club of Ocean Pines has exhibited extraordinary dedication to community service and philanthropy over the past 5 decades, and whereas since its establishment in 1974, the Women's Club has raised tens of thousands of dollars in support of local scholarships, providing vital assistance to area students and making a lasting impact on our community and their youth. Whereas in 1988, the Women's Club demonstrated its generosity by donating $19,000 from its memorial fund toward the construction of the White Horse Park Pavilion, marking the single largest donation for this project by anyone. Whereas since 2007, the Women's Club has awarded $69,650 in scholarships to 58 school seniors, continuing its legacy of service and commitment to education. And whereas the Women's Club of Ocean Pines, now in its 50th year, with over 100 dedicated members, has provided countless local women with opportunities to both socialize and give back to the community, strengthen the bonds of friendship and service. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed by the Ocean Pines Board of Directors that we commend and celebrate the Women's Club of Ocean Pines for its remarkable contribution and enduring impact on our community over the past 50 years. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to the members, leaders, and supporters of the Women's Club, whose passion, generosity, and service have enriched Ocean Pines and beyond. Executed under the seal of Ocean Pines this 26th day of October 2024. Ladies, thank you so much. Hey, Bob. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Why couldn't we have 20 more people up here? Oh, I'm sure. Well, thank you very much. Still. Go ahead.
I have done some recruiting already this morning, and I have some applications here. I think none of you, your wives belong.
Thank you, sir.
I will discuss this with her.
I love it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, we're going to move on to our next order of business, the president's remarks. Folks, before you leave, we lost an incredible member of the Ocean Pines team this past Thursday. Ron Fisher, our dock master, passed away. A great man, if anybody ever had a chance to talk or know him. Can I please have a moment of silence in his memory? Thank you very much. I hope this message finds you all well and in good spirits. I'm thrilled to share the success of a recent charity event, Salute to Service, where Steel Blue Vodka, the Matador Company, and the Get Involved Facebook group came together as a community and packed nearly 1,000 care packages for our brave service members. Your enthusiasm and dedication to this event made this a heartfelt tribute to those members that serve. Thank you to everyone that contributed their time and made this a rousing success. As we look forward, I'm excited to announce the kickoff of the Get Involved Food Drive. This initiative aims to support those in need within our community. The food drive kicked off yesterday. There are food donation boxes at both the administration building and over at the Yacht Club. I encourage each of our members to please donate a non-perishable food item. Together, we can make a significant difference and help make sure everybody has access to nourishment, especially during the holiday season. Volunteerism is the lifeblood of our community. Presently, there are openings on the Architectural Review Committee, the Aquatics Committee, Budget and Finance Committee, and the Marine Activities Committee. If you're interested, please email Linda Martin at lmartin@oceanpines.org. If you have or know an event that supports our community, please let us know. Email us at info@oceanpines.org. Let's continue to uplift one another and show the strength of our community spirit. Thank you so much for your support and your heartfelt kindness. Thank you. Moving forward, the GM report, John.
Thank you, Stuart. Before I start, I'd like to introduce Fire Chief Joey. He wants to talk to the association.
So you know I'm not much of a talker, so I'll be short and sweet. There is a burn ban in effect for the whole Worcester County. I just looked at the weather before walking in here. There's rain in sight for many weeks. So we're just gonna keep that in mind. Burn ban, so anything that's not covered, that's legal in Ocean Pines, you're not allowed to burn. Ocean Pines does have strict rules on burning. And if not, then you have to see me and Tim. Just is what it is. November 8th, we're having a bingo at the community center, which is not this Friday, but next Friday. Queen of Hearts is still going on, and the truck raffle. Anybody get your tickets for the Queen of Hearts for next Tuesday and everything like that. And truck raffle will end sometime in December, so you still got a couple months for that. Any questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Chief. Next, I'd just like to introduce our golf pro, Bob Beckelman. This is his third tour of duty here in Ocean Pines. He has some good news with our results for September and October. Bob? I know he wants to share with everybody. Bob, how are you today?
Haven't had my tea yet. No, all good. Last September, we had probably our only slow month. A lot of it had to do with the timing of some of the events in Ocean City, but we had an okay month. This September, weather was good, course is in great shape, as it has been for several years now. So we had a fantastic September. I think we came in 30,000 over budget, so had a really good month. October, if you haven't noticed, Fire Chief mentioned that it has not rained a drop the entire month of October, which is not good for some things, but for golf, it means we're open every day. It's been sunny, beautiful. Course, again, has been perfect. So we've been busy every day. So we're having a very nice October. We'll probably come in $30,000 to $40,000 over budget. Did not expect to have quite this good of weather, but the reputation of the golf course is really spreading around. We're hearing more things from various sources that people are loving the golf course. They're not having any issues with pace of play and things of that nature. So more and more of the public residents are coming to play here. We also booked, I think it was 12,000, might have been $18,000 more in package play this September and October than we did last year. So the packages are really starting to like us. They're sending us more rounds. So in general, golfers are loving coming to play here, conditions and everything else. So we've really had a great September, October. Who knows what the winter months will bring? As long as the snow stays off the course, we'll keep play brisk, I'm sure. Right now, we're all just kind of winding down the season. Starting to get ready for next year, setting up pricing and setting up our arrangements with the package play and so forth.
Thank you, Bob. In addition, Bob is forecasting that our golf course will be in the black at the end of the year. Pretty impressive. Okay, let's do it. Okay, we start off, well, I'll just go back to the first page, I'm sorry. So I just wanted to highlight there our beautiful community. Obviously, you know where that is, Veterans Memorial, the pond, and then down there, the north, if you come in the north side, every year we try to do a little more. Team did a great job there with the mums and everything. Page. All right, so we start off with the initiatives. I'll handle the projects, all the construction, and then Linda will take you through a lot of the operation. Okay, Veterans Memorial Pavilion. So if you pass by there, you see there is, I guess now we're calling it a gazebo, but it's pretty impressive. It's one that'll last for the ages. I call it a legacy structure as part of that iconic area. It'll be used by the Veterans Memorial with the children and many other things, but it should be on track for the Veterans November 11th. Okay, this Rackford Sports Building, bringing us up for months. Right after the pavilion or the gazebo, we'll start on this, but we're already starting with the plans. As you can see, we have the sketches. We've had this for a while. We've met with everybody down there over the last year or two. The main focus was the restrooms, as well as some additional footage, which you can see on the bottom. We're going out to the roof line now, so there is a little additional cost. If somebody's wondering why the number's going to go up when I show that, we're on track. The plan is to get in there once we finish the gazebo, which will be somewhere around December, and then obviously finished by April. So far on track. Next, you'll probably see architectural sketches from me. And so I just wanted to put in here the Racket Sports, a lot of talk about spending, a lot down there on, I get a lot of emails on it, what we're doing, whatever. So I just asked Steve to recap what we've done for the last 5 years. We've invested at the board, the association, approximately $700,000. The details there, if you want to look at it, and if anybody has any questions, info@oceanpines.org. Included in there is about $185,000 for the renovation of the building. Maintenance. Okay, so sports courts all listed there. Yacht Club, we did get a lot of charging documents from, I guess, Rec and Parks on the bocce ball courts, the horseshoe pits, and the shuffleboard. So we've done all that. We actually had finished the bocce ball courts at the Yacht Club, and we included lights. I know there's a lady here that had asked me about them, and I think it was a good move when we put them in. So you'd be able to play bocce at night at the Yacht Club. Food and beverage. The current contract for food and beverage services ends April 30th. per our bylaws, we have to put something out for bid, which we did. The board tasked the GM to initiate and deliver proposals with analysis and recommendations, which the team is working on. We have received multiple bids, definitely more than one. The team is working on it. It's engaged. I believe it's on track. I'm looking at somewhere around November to make the recommendations to the board. Okay. Linda.
Okay, the first night of the haunted house was last night, so if you missed it, it's gonna be held again tonight, 6:30 to 9:30. Also this afternoon, or starting at 11 o'clock this morning, the Halloween Fall Festival, so that's over at Whitehorse Park. Recreation and Parks, as John mentioned, we received charging documents from the Recreation and Parks Committee. The QR code signs, the staff is recommending to keep the signs as current. The playground fencing, we did put the green PVC wire fencing at the two parks that we thought were a safety issue. That was Whitehorse Park and Manklin Playgrounds. We are also putting in a gate at the Manklin Playground. So that's been addressed. The other parks do not have any traffic, so they will not be addressed with the fence. Maintenance at Whitehorse Park, horseshoe pit posts. Area was cleaned and the pit replaced. Bocce courts borders were replaced as well, and the court level with additional stone dust. Shuffler courts were power washed and scheduled to be painted next week, and signage will be installed to advertise these areas. As far as the crosswalks, we did get a notification from the chief. He will further review those areas to see if it is viable to put a crosswalk in, as far as the Seabreeze Road and the Ocean Parkway area. The marina, to enhance the customer service and per the board request, the hours of operation have been extended past October 31st and will be open on weekends starting November until November 17th. Hours of operation 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And as Stuart mentioned, we did lose Ron, so he is as Joe Reynolds has named him, he is a gentleman, so we will miss him dearly. Electronic signs, 4 additional signs have been ordered. The total cost $85,079 to be placed at Ocean Parkway at the Community Center, Yacht Club entrance, Southgate, and Catholic Road. Trash contract. We held a town hall last Friday. As we were told, the trash contract was renewed in December 2023. We have put out there that in October, November, December, and January board meetings that the trash new contract will include new receptacles, and that the new trucks would be coming to the area that would have mechanical arms. So they are working with us. Republic has suggested you call 443-210-3505 with any questions, or if you would like to get on the list for the smaller container. CPI violations for September, 140 new violations, 76 closed out. 307 still open, with the majority open in maintenance, 108 still open in maintenance, trash and debris. Work orders for September, 97 new work orders. Oh, sorry.
On the violations, have we put a hold on any CPI violations on with trash cans?
Oh, yes, we have.
Okay, I
Yes,
just want to make sure
yes,
we're trying
yes,
to
we
work
have.
through on what really.
Until it's cleared up, we have not,
Okay.
we have no more violations on trash cans. Work orders, 97 new work orders for September, majority still open in drainage, 52, with 21 over 30 days, 16 over 60 days, which will be resolved by an outside contractor. And customer service, 87 emails and phone calls in the month of September. And for any questions, email info@oceanpines.org.
I just want to interject, anytime anybody has, when you email into info, this team is incredibly responsive and they get back to you as soon as possible. So please use it, info@oceanpines.org. Thank you, Linda.
I just add the other benefit of this is that we get the benefit of getting the information. So we're trying to track down where all the questions, where the concerns are, because if we don't know that, we would be making, can't be making blind decisions. So it is helpful, and it's helpful when we track it to whether it's drainage or whatever it may be. So to Stu's point, we want to make sure that folks are utilizing that.
Okay. So I had to ask Josh to take some pictures of the Veterans Memorial Pavilion gazebo. So just take you through it just quickly. If you haven't been seeing it, we're going to continue this all the way to the end with pictures. So if you could just scroll through there. So
Looks like it could withstand a Force 5 category hurricane.
this will last the ages. Yeah. They're very, very impressive. And that's why and it's good points to it. That's why the price increased. This is a showcase and something special. Thanks, Linda. Okay, so financials. This is the part I like the best. All right, so for the month of September, numbers up there, we do obviously versus budget, and we also do prior year now. Kind of brings the whole picture for everybody. The story continues what I've been telling you all about for the whole year. We are favorable. If you look in the controls report and you go to the front, a lot of the favorability is organic growth and revenue, mostly driven by golf and many of the other amenities, most of them. And that's a very positive sign going forward. So when you look at budget, we're favorable approximately $50,000 and versus prior year $32,000. Now, obviously, and I've mentioned this before, we've been increasing the budget and other things, so kind of makes sense to me that something like that. But if you look at the top and you look at the golf line, and you look at budget, 35 out of the 50 is golf. Credit to the team, credit to the association, everything that we did, the board, the team, everything we've done here, and it's showing. And we believe this will happen with all the other amenities as time goes on. So it's pretty much, you can see there which ones are adding to the favorability, which ones aren't. Beach parking is just incredible all the time. The beach club, our support teams are all doing well. And positive 50,000, positive 32,000 versus prior year on the month, mostly driven by golf. From the page. All right, so year to date, basically the same story. Again, a lot of the growth is revenue. We do have favorability in expenses, but less each year, as you know, there's just so much you can do with that. Can't do it. We cannot do it. Let me read some of it out. What exactly do you want? I'll highlight it. Is there something up there special? Okay, and I apologize. We'll try to get it bigger, larger for next time. So if you look in the budget, the last column, and it's the same thing. We have all the amenities listed up top, and then I break out safety and then the support teams. So if you look on the far right, you go down to the bottom right corner. We're favorable to budget 484,000, and we're in the next column to the left. We're favorable to the prior year 224,000. If you go back to the top, you see golf. Let's do the budget, highlight that. That's what I have to do. Golf is favorable, 142,000 the budget, aquatics 17, beach parking 20, racket sports 14, marinas 35. You have the yacht club, and then you have the beach club is favorable by 76, clubhouse 20, 238, basically everything but one favorable. The rec and parks, I talked about that last month, were unfavorable 22,000. We do have some structure there. We're working on it. We know what it is, and hopefully we can get it to turn around. We are trying to put in some ideas to save on expense and still enhance the customer experience. So the police favorable 47, but we are starting to see that turnaround. I believe we're unfavorable for the month as the chief ramps up with staff. On the support side, public works, general maintenance favorable. A lot of that will be timing. You might see that reversing in the winter. And the rest, the finance and the marketing department. One thing on the marketing, it is revenue. They're bringing in more revenue credit to that team. 484 favorable, 224 for prior year. That helps, sir? Good? No? I'll give you my page if you want. Yeah. Okay, next. Page. All right, so this is our balance sheet in the sense of our reserves. The reserves are where we've forecasted, Steve's forecasted what we will spend for the rest of the year. You go down the bright corner, 2.3 million. And our estimate for April 30th is 6.2 million in reserves. A lot of times we get emails of people saying we have $18 million. Well, at times we have $18 million of cash. I remember years ago when people used to say, oh, we got $8 million or $10 million. That was our cash. Our reserves are $6 million. It's about what we've been forecasting, what per the DMA, we're within all the guidelines that we've set. When you look at the 18 million, a lot of it is for operational over the next 6-7 months of the year, plus the reserves, plus our retained earnings. And you also have to look on the balance sheet or accounts payable. If our accounts payable are up because of timing, obviously I need the cash to pay for that. So there's a lot of different components, but trust me, Steve looks at it because he has to update me on it. Turn the page. Okay, so I've been talking about this for a while because this will, these are decisions we made, the right decisions. Decisions I'm glad that the association board has made, and all the surveys show we want safety. But the cost of safety is going up. It goes up everywhere. So I just want to show everybody, I will continue because this will be part of the budget process. So if you look in 18-19, the safety, when you looked at our assessment, 24%, 25% of our assessment was for safety. What we're forecasting and where we're at now is 40, 42, 45%. And there's two components to that. One, the cost has gone up, and it's gone up a lot. And a lot of it was we had to take care of situations that could have been done a little better in the past, as well as we have lowered the assessment, and others, thus the percentage would go up. Okay, it's a big one. And I just have some prices, some what the dollar amounts would be over time so you can get an idea. Turn the page. Okay, so the budget 2025, just want to let everybody know where we're at. We're on track, but it's all there for you. We will have a pricing study. That will be a big part of this year's budget proposal from the GM office. Turn the page. All right, so one of the things in the pricing study is we will show what the CPI percentages have been over the last 5 years in the aggregate, what our price increases were or were not over that time. So you can compare that. So you're looking at inflation, you're looking at what have we done, we're looking at our costs and our benchmarking wherever the department heads, the experts can place us with other facilities throughout the region. So that will be part of it. Turn the page. I think that's it. Okay.
Thank you, John. Great job. Your team has done this past season, this past month. Thank you. Treasurer's report, Monica Rakowski.
Thank you, Stu. As of September 30th, the association had approximately 17.9 million in cash. Cash decreased from the same time last year by 0.1 million. Cash decreased from August of 2024 by $1 million. We have 11.7 million invested in CDARS. We have 63,000 recognized interest income for the month. And the remaining 6.2 million is insured cash sweep accounts, treasury bills, money market, and other operating accounts diversified between two banks.
Thank you, Monica. We're at the part of our meeting where we have public comments. Any members wishing to make a comment must state their name and address, and their comments are only limited to 5 minutes. I open the floor to public comments. Come on up to the podium.
Sunny Sonnenrhein, 143 Seafarer Lane. I bought the house about 9 years ago, and right after we bought, like the following year, something really marvelous came out, and it was called Pines Alert. And it was a cell phone system. And hello, we're going to have a hurricane coming. Please, everybody watch out, button down. Those part-timers like me, come down, secure your property. Wonderful. I think I've had like a total of 2 alerts since 2015, 16. This is underused, I believe. Something like what the chief was mentioning earlier, like a burn ban. This is an opportunity to say, hey, everybody in the Pines, sign up for Pines Alert. It's a free service, free app. It comes through on your cell phone. And then send out burn ban, so that everybody gets it, not just those who attend the meeting and happen to read the minutes.
Thank you very much.
It's the safety man.
Are there any other public comments? Please come up to the podium. Come on up, state your name and address, and then state your
Sure.
question.
Mark Goldwater, 15 Driftwood Lane. Hi, my question is, now I've been here 6 years, but I've been in the area for on and off being, having different condos that I had owned in Ocean City. And so I was here like maybe half a year every year for almost 30 odd years. Anyway, I had an experience where I was on the HOA of the Belmont Towers, and I was the secretary, and we got approached by Verizon. This is I want to say 2017. Actually, it started in 2016. I had read the article that was in the Gazette. That's why I'm here. And it pointed out a couple of things that drew my interest to being here. It may not be helpful, but I thought I would express it. I saw something about building an actual tower, which I had never heard of. And secondly, there had been previous attempts, apparently, that the organization here has pursued going back as far as 1999 through 2004, of which there were 2 sites apparently that were interested in, and that's why I'm here. Is I'm wondering what your 2 sites are, and are they any different, and why you think you have a better chance. I'm in favor of it. I mean, that's not the issue. The issue is there were county folks, I forget what their titles are, but people like Mr. Bertino and county administrators, whatever they are, they had declined the request to be able to put up after all the work was put in to try to get this thing established. So I'm wondering, what are you going to do different? Have the rules changed? Is the county going to work with you? Because before you spend time and money and effort, I think you need to get that squared first, because they could take all your effort and just throw it out the door. There are countless things that are involved with obtaining the freedom to and approval to get this thing to happen. You're going to deal with public safety, and I understand that apparently from the article, the chief of police had brought up that number one thing is you should have the ability to make a phone call in an emergency situation. But that was actually brought up back in the 1999-2004 period. So it's nothing new. It's just been an issue of not getting it done. And so if there are 2 sites, I would like to know what they are and how they're going to be different. The 2 sites that I understand was the wastewater treatment plant property, which is a private property. And the second one, I believe, is the water tower in the north section. And I'm wondering how that's going to work out, being that you have a private property. Ocean Pines is going to be responsible for this building of a tower. And so now you're taking on that responsibility. And one thing that I haven't had an update on that I when I was with the Belmont Towers is that we didn't end up doing it primarily because of owners in the building.
Excuse me, Mr. Goldwater, you're limited to 5 minutes. I'm sorry, we have to cut your public comment, but I will have Mr. Viola address what you mentioned. Go ahead, John.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming out today with that question. So it is something we're looking at. We have had meetings, to answer your question, we have had meetings with the county. The wastewater treatment plan, the county's made it clear where they are on that and how they're going to handle that. They did say they would work with us in whatever way they could as we look into this. Nothing's been decided. No sites have been, specifically picked. Some of the sites you mentioned have been discussed, and you're right, this has been going on for a long time. But credit to our police chief. He came in my office months ago, whatever, talked about safety, and I think it's all in that article that you referred to. And I told him, go with it, let's see what happens. There is effort, you're right, but you know what? This is something we feel is important. We will not be doing anything without updating the board, the association, when and if that time comes. As far as building a tower, I don't build towers. The chief doesn't build towers. If a tower is needed, obviously the outside proper agencies or companies would be doing it. So we are looking into it. Nothing has been determined, but I believe I answered your question on the wastewater treatment plan. If you have more questions on that, I recommend you talk to Chip. But we are working with them and they are working with us.
Thank you very much, John. Are there any more public comments? Yes, please come up to the podium and state your name. Oh, actually, Keith has he's going to give you a microphone. You don't have to come up.
I didn't do so well last time. I just really wanted to publicly thank everyone that was so responsive for the whole trash thing. The change, of course, was still going to have some issues, but I would like the community to know that there was a quick response to something that bubbled up to be, I'm sure, unforeseen issues. And I wanted to thank everybody here. Linda.
What was your name, dear?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Carlene Hagan, 11 Chester Street.
Thank you. Thank you. Credit to the entire team for getting that thing resolved. Are there any more public comments? Please come up to the podium.
Morning, Karen Kaplan, 32 Chatham Court, and I have a question about the Verizon thing. Is this strictly Verizon that's going, what is it? I mean, I'm sorry, let me ask my question. What I'm hearing is that Ocean Pines is taking on this project because we want to make sure we have the service. Following that up, what is the input from the company that you're dealing with if it's Verizon? Can you explain that to me?
So I'm going to, thank you, Karen, and I know this is an important topic. The chief is looking at me. The chief is working on it. The chief wants to say something. Chief?
Chief wants.
Come on up, chief.
Okay.
A long night.
I wasn't going to speak about anything today, but I up here, I can turn myself away from the microphone. So everybody wants to know an update on the cell phone tower. And just yesterday, I spoke to the representative from one contracting company that we are considering working with. That's all it is, considering. And he's getting ready to send us a draft proposal for us to look at. If this moves forward, if we can identify a place to do this, they will be building the tower at their cost. Then what works is they will do this once they get a minimum of one carrier. They're hoping to get all three major carriers on board, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. They're the ones now reaching out to the carriers. They will work with the carriers. The carriers will come on. They will then rent the space from the tower that the contractor has put up. And then the contractor will in turn do a profit sharing with Ocean Pines. And that's what they will pay us for the land.
Chief, so, thank you for that. Chief, looking into that structure and everything you spoke about, have you seen this somewhere else How has it worked there? Could you tell us a little about
Yes,
that?
well, the main reason I reached out to this one particular contractor, this is the contractor who built the cell phone towers off the school properties in Wycomico County. And I don't know if you've ever seen, if you ever drive down Beekman Park Drive, you can see one of the ones that they built right there at Parkside High School. And it's actually covered. I mean, you can tell it's a tower, but they try to hide it and decorate it so it looks like it's a decorative piece for the school. There are other possibilities. It may not even look like a traditional tower too. So there's different things that we can do, or they can do.
Thank you, Chief.
I can add that it's also a common thing in Ocean City that they put a tower on the top of, in particular, the high-rise condominium buildings in Ocean City. Same arrangement.
Okay.
So just one more, so like anything else, once we know more, once there is, obviously will be presented. Nothing will be done without us going through board meetings and everything else.
Thank you, John. Any more public comments? Yes, come up to the podium, please.
Cheryl Jacobs, 1223 Carrollton Lane. I just want to follow up on what the lady spoke about earlier, sending out alerts. And I want to urge people, not only because of what she said, but because of what we ran into with the vote. You must update Ocean Pines administration on your contact information. Please make an effort to keep that current. We need to have your emails and your proper contact information. The next item I would like to urge you to do on behalf of the Strategic and Planning Committee is to please complete the survey that has been sent out. Too many people like to complain about things, and yet we give you an opportunity to have input via these surveys and other mechanisms. It doesn't work if you don't complete the survey, which, by the way, is completely anonymous. So please take a few minutes. That's all it takes. And your input will be heard. The final thing I'd like to say is thank you, whoever is responsible, and I'm sure it's a number of people, for the beautification of Ocean Pines. When I drive in the South Gate now, it makes me smile when I see the things that are there and other things throughout the community. It really makes a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Are there any other public comments? Seeing no more public comments, I'm closing the floor to public comments. We're going to move over to capital requests. John?
Thank you, Linda. Fire Department Command Vehicle, requesting authorization to go forward with staff recommendation of a total of $84,307.17 for lighting, command box graphics, and Griswold Chevrolet, all in $84,307.17.
Okay, there's.
Yeah.
We've got to do a motion first. Is there a motion to approve the capital request for the purchase of the command vehicle? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion?
Yes.
Elaine?
John, I just had a question on the overall cost. Does that include both parties with our agreement with the firehouse? So the 84,000 isn't all just Ocean Pines, like contribution by the fire company as well?
Yeah, actually, that's a spot on question. It's something I should explain. So just like we have reserves, and I showed you earlier how we put into it Ocean Pines, the reserves for the fire department, and Elaine's right. It's from both. It's from the fire department. They put money in there as well as Ocean Pines, and that's done each year. It was 50-50. Going forward, it'll be 25-75 in the next budget approved by the board. So the money, the check for this will be cashed on that account. So technically, yes, their part and our part would be in there. Yes.
Any more discussion? Yeah, Jeff?
Yeah, John, I just had one. What is the DMA reserve schedule for vehicles like this for the fire department? Is it every 5 years, 7 years? Is it mileage?
Where's Joe? Is he still back? You got Joe.
So the fire engines is 20 years. Our vehicles, I say ours, the special service vehicles, we can do anywhere from, so the ones we're replacing now is 2014. That's 10 years old. We tried to do it 7 years. Obviously, with the past, we haven't been able to do it. We saw the opportunity. We wanted to try to take advantage. Our budget, I don't know if John minds me saying this, but our budget for that was 101,000. We got it for 84.
Just those overall savings.
So we overall saved what, 17,000. Yep. Yes, sir. So that's how we don't really have it's kind of and I think Tim does the same thing, 7 years, 5 years for the police. Ours is more about idle time than it is miles, because obviously Ocean Pines is only so big, but the idle time is what gets the motors and gets the engines. So we talked to John, talking to him, he says that the police department does 5 years. We're up to 10 years. So like I said, we just wanted to take that opportunity.
Thank you, Chief.
Chief, can I just ask another question? And this came as a result of early purchase because we had an opportunity to get a vehicle for some good savings, right?
Yes. So right now we have an apparatus replacement schedule. The way we've been doing it seems like everything's getting a little bunched up. So we separated. Just being around in the departments, knowing people, I got a phone call about this truck just saying, hey, it's the end of the year. So we decided, went to John, talked it over and moved it forward to, they were scheduled for 26, but we have our new fire truck that got pushed back, which is 25, 26, our new ambulance, which is 28, 27. So we were just trying to spread it out, share the little cost.
Yeah,
So-
okay, John.
That first of all, very good, Joey. And look, I don't care if it was 101 or 84, but everything is charted, just like ours. Everything is mapped out and forecasted over the years. With our reserves, and it's called the DMA study, they have the same. Steve and I work with them on that, and then we see if there's an advantage. Like Joey said, they could have got this one. So it was all analyzed, and I think it was the right move for Ocean Pines.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing no further discussion, I call in question. All in favor of spending 84,307 for the purchase of the command vehicle for the fire department, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. CPI violations, Linda?
All of these violations have received the first and second notice, do not request a hearing, and we're recommending to send to legal with sustaining voting rights and amenities. 17 Widows Watch, 10 Windjammer Road, 58 Seafarer Lane, 17 Bird Nest Drive, 630 Ocean Parkway, 70 Cresthaven Drive, 26 Castle Drive, 9 Quarters, and 1233 Carrollton Lane.
Okay, I have a motion to move to legal for the processing and disment amenities and voting rights of those violators. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Seeing no discussion, I call into question. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. There is no unfinished business. There is no new business. Appointments, motion to approve the appointments of Mike Johnson, first-term Marine Activities, Ann O'Connell, first-year extension for the Environmental and Natural Assets Committee, and Marlene Ott, second term of Communications. Do I have a second? Any discussion? I call in, seeing no, yes, discussion. Go ahead.
Yeah, Stu, just for Ann O'Connell, this is a subsequent approval after she's done 3 terms.
Okay. Seeing no further discussion, I call in question. All in favor of approving these folks for their appointments in their various committees, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No abstentions. Motion passes. Motion to adjourn to a closed session. Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have okay? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned to closed session. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.